Guys, have you noticed how cigarette ads are still all over Indonesia? It's crazy that we are the only country in Southeast Asia that allows it.
You're listening to Teen Talks, breaking free from tobacco and nicotine grip, a podcast brought to you by the Asia Pacific Learning Collaborative Network on tobacco and nicotine control. In this episode, Smokescreen, Unraveling Tobacco's Toll on Growing Bodies.
A smoke-free day, everyone. Hi, I'm Asan.
Hi, I'm Talita.
And I'm Akif, the Nico Free Teens, and together we're breaking free from tobacco and nicotine grip.
We're pumped to talk about something super important to all of us teens, tobacco, and how it messes with our growing bodies.
That's right, because for real, this stuff is no joke, but we're gonna break it down simply so everyone understands what's really going on. And now we are thrilled to welcome you to this brand new series from the Asia Pacific Learning Collaborative Network, APLCN, Teen Talks Breaking Free from Tobacco and Nicotine Grip.
A big shout out to APLCN for giving us this space to chat about stuff that really matters.
Now, I know that you're thinking, more lectures. But no, we're not doing lecture here. We're going to keep it real with conversation. But we don't want you guys to stress. We're just going to have an open dialogue about it.
So pull up a seat, relax, and let's have ourselves a real talk about staying healthy. We'll keep it honest with y'all if you keep it honest with us. Sounds good? Then let's do this.
For the very first episode of Teen Talks, we've got some doctor friends here subspecializing in respiratory health to school us even more. Please welcome Dr. Madeline, Dr. Chitra, and Dr. David.
Hi, hello, what's up, everyone? My name is Dr. Madeline, but you can call me Madeline or Doc Madeline instead. And I'm very excited to be here to talk with you about staying away from smoking, from tobacco, and keeping your lungs healthy.
Hey, I'm Dr. Chitra. You can call me Chitra or Dr. Chitra, hoping we can spread the word about making smart choices for our body.
Hello guys, it's Dr. David here. Thanks for having us. Now let's talk about the risks and keep you guys informed.
Alright then. With that, let's dive into the deeds. Fire away, Doug. We're all ears.
Okay, you know what? All right, friends, let's learn about the fascinating history of tobacco. This history goes back thousands of years ago, so get comfortable. About around 8,000 years ago, it's older than us. Tobacco was growing wild in the Americas.
Whoa. So, people have been around tobacco for forever. When did they actually start smoking it through, Doc?
Evidence suggests that around 2,000 years ago, some indigenous groups incorporated tobacco into cultural and spiritual ceremonies, making it one of the original smoke breaks.
Interesting, Doc. But how did we end up with cigarettes being so widespread today?
Fast forward to the early 20th century, and boom, cigarette smoking exploded. Why? The tobacco industry got creative with promotions and had strong political connections. This helped cigarette become more extremely popular.
Wait, did people know it was bad back then?
Not really, it took a while for people to know about the health risks. In the late 20th century, there are many research show the smoking negative impact. People become aware of this, which caused a decline.
Let's zoom into Indonesia. What's the current situation with tobacco here, Doc? It seems to be pretty common.
Yeah, right. The numbers are pretty alarming actually. From the Global Youth Tobacco Survey, there were a high number of active smoker teens in 2019. It's around 18%. And the number even higher now, about 22%. It's very concerning, isn't it?
Yes, it's sad to hear that a lot of us teens were way more exposed to tobacco smoking. What do you guys make of these statistics? Have you noticed more of your friends lighting up lately? How's it looking out there? Oh, yes, Akif, how about you? What is your
For me,
looking out there? Yes, please.
lots of my friends is lighting up due to appear pressures by their other friends because they tend to press the non-smoking friends to smoke because if they don't smoke, the non-smokers, they will tend to reject them to from their circle. So it's kind of sad that they can have a friends because they keep their bodies safe and healthy.
Okay, maybe that's what we call social smoker, right? They need to
Yes,
smoke just to accept it. That's just to feeling accepted by their peers, right? How about you,
yes, no.
Ahsan? What is your opinion about this?
Yeah, my opinion is same like Akif because I'm a teen. I see my friend. They tend to smoke, and when I ask them what was the reason, they say it's for fun, bro. You should try it. It's never going to kill you. Then I don't know. I just don't want to be with them again.
Yeah. So, how about you, Talita? Do you have any personal experiences or highlight the trends of smoking in your peers?
Yes, Doc. I think that this is the trend of smoking that happens in our ages, like especially in teenagers. I think they don't really know about the harmful effects, so they just do it more on like social experiences, just like being said by Asan and Akif.
Yes, thank you guys for sharing. That means that there are a lot of factors that can contribute to attracting more youth to smoke.
So what's going on with smoking in Indonesia these days, Doc?
Guys, have you noticed how cigarette ads are still all over Indonesia? It's crazy that we are the only country in Southeast Asia that allows it. Indonesia actually already has some regulations regarding cigarettes, but it's considered quite weak. For example, it still allows cigarette advertising, although it's quote unquote regulated, right? But it's still there on our TV, right?
I know, right? I'll be watching TV late at night and some weird ad comes up. At first, I don't know what is that, but in the end, oh, it's a secret ad though. And yeah, it's just, I don't think it's good.
They don't say it directly, right?
Yes.
I agree on that. And Dr. Chitra, I would like to ask a question. Do you think that all those ads actually work on kids and could actually get them to start smoking?
Good question, Talita. Studies show that approximately 85% of schools here are surrounded by cigarette billboards and posters. And a recent survey of teens found that over half think the ads influence their decisions to smoke. So, yes, cigarette companies definitely exactly aims those ads at kids.
And Chitra, it's not just the edge, I think. There is no hard regulation when selling single cigarettes instead of packs. Even there is a survey that one over 70% of students in Indonesia buy individual or single cigarettes.
Wow, that makes total sense. Loose cigarette must be way easier for students to buy since it was cheap. Is it right, Doc?
You got it. Loose cigarettes are more affordable for teens. The tobacco companies know exactly what they're doing by keeping things that way.
Okay, thank you all for sharing. All right, everyone, now let's get real about the not so fun effect of smoking. Why do you think that lighting up is such a bad idea for you teens? Let's start from Talita.
Yes, Doc, thank you. Besides the harmful health effects, Besides the effects of the bodies, I think that as far as I know, the teenagers have the brains that are still developing. So the nicotine and the tobacco can also have lasting effects on their brain too.
Thank you, Talita. How about you, Asan?
Uh, I don't know much about cigarettes because I'm still at high school. Uh, and I agree with Talita. Uh, Smoking is bad, but I know something that it can cause cancer and maybe asthma.
Maybe Akif?
I think the cigarettes not only harm the health of our body, it's also harm our economic life. Because just think that the price of the pack of cigarettes is about $3 or $4 $4, and imagine you smoke it one pack a day, and then you smoke and you accumulate it a week. It's seven times $4, which is 28 US dollars, and you accumulate it on a month, and you got 112 US dollars just waste to harm your body. Isn't it not so good and really bad for our economic life?
All right. So there are some solid points and insight. So basically, cigarette can mess with your lungs and make you more prone to nasty bugs, for example, tuberculosis. And it's not just a cough fest, it's a whole package of problems. Chronic hacking, wheezing like an old car, and always feeling under the weather will definitely disrupt your teen vibes. It's like fighting infection 24/7. Have you seen any of your friends struggling with symptoms of smoking?
Me for sure. I've seen buddies constantly coughing up a storm, and it's no joke. It's totally zap their focus in class and miss out the fun stuff I'm learning.
Yes, great call, Akif. And let's not forget about how it can stun your lung growth. This is prime time for your breathing organs to develop, and six, throw a monkey wrench in that. You may not feel it now, but maybe it could lead to respiratory issue later.
It's not just physical either. Doc, I remember something. I heard smoking can mess with our brain gains, especially at our age. Is it really, Doc? And what's the deal of it, Doc?
That's a good question, Hasan. Nicotine can harm the developing brain. It can be harder for kids who smoke to learn new things or to pay attention. It's also have effect on depression and anxiety in young smoker. That's why it's bad for your physical and mental health.
Oh wow, that's heavy. What about the energy levels and athletic performance, Doc?
Good point, Hasan. Talita, have you seen any friend or people around you suffer fatigue or having trouble with breathing due to smoking, Talita?
Yes, for sure, Doc. A lot of the smokers I know, they cannot keep up in sports or other physical activities like they used to. It's like smoking just saps their energy.
Exactly. Every puff you take when smoking strains your heart and arteries. The risk of developing cardiovascular disease increase over time. The impacts are not limited to the present, they continue into the future.
So, in summary, smoking throws a plenty of curveball and messes with pretty much your whole body.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, of course.
All right, guys, let's think bigger picture here. This isn't just about us teens. Have you thought about how it affects the little kids around us? Ahsan, Talita, Akif, did you know babies exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to get really bad asthma attacks, pneumonia, and ear infections? And if their parents smoke, sometimes they use what the little money they have on cigarette instead of things that the kids need.
That's really sad, Doc. It's like the kids are dealing with the consequence of they didn't choose. And at a very young age, exposure really does a great impact on any ages and any sizes.
Yes, you said it, Akif. And that's not all. Babies exposed to smoke their first 2 years are more likely to end up in the hospital. The truth is, smoking doesn't just affect the person doing it, it has a ripple effect on others who don't say it.
Wow, really open your eyes to see how far the impact reaches. Not just on us, the little ones too. It's very sad.
And let's not forget how it can impact you as young adults too. Smoking hurts your lung and increases the risk of long-term health problems that can stick into adulthood. If you teens keep on smoking into your 20s, there are higher chances of developing ongoing respiratory issues, heart problems, and even some cancers. That is scary, right?
So, in the end, the consequences don't just fade away as we get older, right, Doc?
That's right, Talita, you got it. The choices that we make as teens can really affect our health as we become adults. The damage of smoking can build up over time, and it is important for you to realize that one momentary decision in your teens can shape your wellness for years to come. Now that we delve into the far reaching effect of smoking, let's talk about what we can do to address this issue. Asan, Talita, Hanafi, being vocal seems to be a powerful approach. Have you thought about stepping up your game as the voice against Sigis?
For sure, Doc. If one of my boys are feeling curious, I'm going to spread the truth. Even though they hate me, I don't care. Because I love them. Can't let them mess up their life or bad habit. I prefer to be that friend who look after their own good.
I love that, Ahsan. Talita, what are your thoughts about using social media to spread awareness and debunk misconception about smoking and vaping?
Oh, yes, Doc. All my followers need to know what's up. If I can use my platforms to educate and warn people our age, it could make a big difference. Like our fingertips are so powerful to spread influence and share the reality of smoking. So it could make a significant impact, especially among teenagers.
Good thinking, Talita. Akif, what do you think about the idea of telling family members to quit smoking or at least smoke outside from the house and bed before entering?
No doubt, Doc. Second-hand and third-hand smoke is no joke. Gotta look out for my loved ones, even though sometimes just need a friend to give them a nudge to the right directions. Second-hand and third-hand smoke are real concerns. And if we can create a smoke-free environment at home, it's a good thing.
Ah, that's fantastic, Akif. And how about taking part in anti-smoking campaign, such as joining group that fight tobacco usage? Seems to you?
It's a fantastic idea, Doc. Fighting the smoke is a team effort. Being a part of initiative gets me informed and connected. Together, we can really make an impact.
Well said, Akif. So it seems like each of you sees the importance of being proactive in different ways, whether it's through personal conversations, social media, or joining initiative. We all have the role to play in breaking free from the grip of tobacco.
Wow, what an insightful conversation we have here today. There is still so much we can talk about, but I believe our time is running out. So I'm going to wrap up here. So, any closing remarks or key takeaways you'd like to share with our listeners?
Maybe ladies first, yeah, but Chitra.
Okay, to our listeners, we have power. Knowledge is power, and so is collective action. So don't forget to influence others to stop smoking. Starting with yourself, with your close circle, and then your environment.
So everyone, from this podcast now we know that smoking is bad. It can affect your lungs, and not only that, it can affect your whole health. And the effect of smoking since teenager can really build up to cause many problems when you are adult. It can cause you to be prone to infection, not active, and malaise if you develop chronic diseases. So remember that one momentary decision for you as teens now to stop smoking or to not take that cigarette from your friends can really help you to become more successful, more energetic adults.
Okay, to all of you, our listener, choose your future, not tobacco. Your health is your wealth. Protect it. Say no to tobacco and yes to live possibilities.
So, as we wrap up today's episode, let's recap some key points from our discussions on tobacco history, the current situation in Indonesia, and its impact on youth health. First, the tobacco history. It maybe start growing about 8,000 years ago, but people start to smoke it from 2,000 years ago, and boom, now it's a kind of social trend. And they tend to tell that smoking is a cool thing, but it is not. And it's harm to our body. Any addition, Asan and Tante?
There's no need to me to add the explanation because it was very clear from Akif and Talita. I just hope that I could prevent and I could help people with this podcast.
Okay, thank you so much for all the key takeaways, doctors. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks also to Dr. Madeline, Dr. Chitra, and Dr. Devik for sharing your valuable insights. Your voices are very crucial in amplifying the message against tobacco use.
Couldn't agree more. And also big applause to Ahsan, Talita, and Akif for the fantastic discussion today. We are here if you ever need more tobacco related advice.
To our listener, you have the power too. Knowledge is power, and so is collective action. So educate your friends and your surroundings. The call to action resonates loud and clear. Be vocal. Use the power of your influence to whether it is through personal conversation, social media, or active participation in initiatives against smoking.
Okay, let's stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay committed to a healthier, tobacco free future.
And this wraps up the first episode of Teen Talks. It was a fun experience to be a part of this discussion. Thank you so much for the opportunity and thank you for the doctor for giving me a chance to be in this part.
Yes, you're welcome, Asan.
And this does not stop here. Like, stay tuned for the next episode of Teen Talks for more fun conversations on how us teens can break free from tobacco and nicotine grip.
For the next episode of Teen Talks, we'll be having fun time about talking how nicotine buzzes our mind and how it affects us with Dr. Tiagar and our friend Tanu.
I will surely listen to the next episode as for you. Our fellow Nico Free teens, make sure to stay connected and Teen Talks podcast to your playlist on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and subscribe for our YouTube channel at Nico Free Teens.
Until the next episode of Teen Talks, breaking free from tobacco and nicotine grip.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.